Good evening. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David Okun. I am live from the United Kingdom, London, and thank you very much. And we have been a few days now on live. We are looking at YouTube. I'm looking at YouTube. The information I've been sharing at live streaming is about YouTube, and I've discovered that there is a lot of valuable information there, and we have been few as few people have been attending this live streaming, and you are welcome to when you feel like coming, and you are also welcome when you feel like staying away. And if you at the end of this material, it will be recorded and kept on the system. If you are lucky to bump onto this material, then you can watch it, share with family and friends, and leaving a comment. Click the notification bell, clicking like to support it, subscribing. Please do kindly subscribe to support this program. Amazing content. YouTube is about community, and that is what I've been discovering all along, and I'm so excited about the information because if you are operating on a system, it's best if you know what information involved, how to access, how to use, how to create contents, and do other things. You can do artistic work, and if you are coming, you are warmly welcome. We are just coming live now in the United Kingdom in London. And like I said, I have been looking at the information on YouTube, and the logic of looking at this information is that somebody came and went out immediately. That is okay. And thank you for coming, and also thank you for leaving. I would have been more grateful if you stayed, and I appreciate so much that you came and left. And we are 2 minutes on to the live streaming, and thank you so much. We just bear with me a second. Testing with this. Look at Beam. I'll leave a comment below what you think about Beam. Let me look at something else. Look at Dawn. Welcome to live chat. Yeah, in the United Kingdom in London. Thank you so much. The background we are using, hopefully to enhance the images, is called Dawn. Dawn is in the morning, I think. There's something happening very early in the morning. Thank you so much. How YouTube works. I feel privileged to repeat these points over and over. We are new on live chat, and I've been talking about YouTube as an infrastructure, and also going through the information on the system, but explaining it the way I feel best to explain. In the process of gleaning materials, information about YouTube on this live streaming, more and more, I can only describe YouTube as being a community, and communities have guidelines, what you can do, what you cannot do. One of the things I will be focusing on to go through looking at these rules, what you can do, what you cannot do on YouTube. And we are a learning process when you are actually on this platform. And one of the strengths of YouTube is to give an opportunity to an individual to learn one thing or another. In my experience as a learner, but also as a content creator in this live streaming as the host, is immense. And this has been an immense opportunity for me to participate on this great platform, one of the biggest platform. It is very social. If you remember, it's part of social media estate, and it's so big. There are so many opportunities. Right now, I am going through the same piece pieces of information about how YouTube works, which I find exciting. There are information involving creators. Talk about YouTube creators. Leave a comment below if you know what are creation within the YouTube infrastructure. If you know what it is, let me know what creators are. I've heard severally about content creators, and content creators. Someone like a content creator is someone like myself who create video. YouTube is about creating videos or accessing video in some way and uploading video on the platform. That is what YouTube is about. And among other things, but primarily it's about video. It's about sharing videos and also managing contents, all the other things coming with it. We talk about culture and trends. Culture is who you are, what you do, how you understand one thing or another. Communication, you say something, as people listen to you or they don't listen to you if you say something or you don't say. And when you come to communication, you can speak like I'm speaking now, or talking like using verbal communication. But you see, sometimes you do something, you act, as in action speaking louder even than words. And on YouTube, sometimes your camera, your pictures speak louder than your verbal method of communication. That's the point I wanted to get across. If you open to watch this video, leave a comment below and share, like, subscribing. In at this stage, I'm endeavoring to do my best to work with as many YouTubers, as many individuals who might not be YouTubers as possible, involving in technical things, websites or things like that, one thing or another, to promote this infrastructure. I'm so excited, and it's a great opportunity if you are a content creator, if you are a user. Millions of people visiting YouTube channels every day, platform every day, including content creators, including artists, educators, scientists, newsmakers, people who provide information authoritatively or in some other form. They are allowed, but YouTube treat different people differently for different purposes. And this is what I have been gleaning, leaning over the information, which is very rich. You got scientists, technicians, adventurers of all sorts, people who have a lot of creativity with different things, people who enjoy leisure, occupation, or even just consumers of leisure, people into nature, valuing one thing or another. People who love outdoors activities, people who are sporty, people who are artists in one way or the other, singing, dancing, people who play one thing or another with different things. And YouTube is a family, is home. Their mission is to give everyone voice. Leave a comment below if you have a voice. Leave a comment below if you don't have a voice. That is the mission, the primary mission, which is what they set out to say, to do, their outlook of life and their outlook of this program, their understanding, their approach, everything about YouTube in what they set out to do has to do with giving people a voice, and that is their belief. Yeah, that's their mission also. That's what they set out to do in their work, in their planning, in their management, in their name it. They are there to make to enable people to have a voice, so that if you have a voice, you can speak. Your voice can come in all shapes and sizes. You can speak in words. You can speak in. You can speak verbally, like I'm speaking verbally. You can produce body language to speak, and in my opinion, that gives you some form of a voice, even if you don't speak. And there is a channel I watch. I spend a lot of time about cooking. Yeah, I think in somewhere in Eastern Europe, and they speak in their language, which I don't understand. And if there is translation, maybe of their language into English, I may also watch it, or I may not even watch it at all, because what I see is sufficient. The process of cooking, inviting friends, they don't speak very much, and if they speak in their language, not in English. I speak English. I'm from Africa. English is my second language, and my first language, I don't even know very much what my first language is, because it's fast disappearing. If you use a language, you keep the language. If you don't use a language, you lose a language. And some African countries and individuals are now losing their indigenous languages in favor of English, which they master or they don't master. Because if you have money, if you have opportunity to go to the best school in Africa, you learn the best part of English, also to speak it. And it's not easy if you are from a community which speak indigenous language, and also as of privilege, people who might be disadvantaged in Africa not to be able to speak English, not failing to access education in Africa. If that happens to someone like you lose out on different opportunity, but not everything get lost, because if you don't go to school, most likely you're going to learn indigenous language more than when you go to school, where you are prevented from sometimes using indigenous language to give you an opportunity to pass your exams. The purpose of education, especially in Africa but elsewhere, is to pass your education, your exams. If you don't pass, it doesn't matter how clever you are, you may not be able to do very much with your life. You have to pass your exams and go to the next level and increase in your standard, in your learning, in your growth, in the academic world, in the professional world. If you are doing professional training, if you are doing academic work, and then you grow accordingly. How you grow depends on how you work, how you perform. And when you finish your education, you then go on, if you are lucky, into employment. Employment is a continuation of your learning. You're learning on the job, what you learned at school, providing you skills and certain qualities, professional qualities, the discipline, the broadening of your knowledge, of your horizon, and including in Africa, learning is English, where English is spoken as a national language, and also other language, other European languages where they are spoken. Like the thing with Africa is that national languages are European languages. Unless you are in a country like Kenya or Tanzania, or maybe I would say Kenya and Tanzania, which they have done very well, because I think Kenya in particular, and also Tanzania, made Kiswahili the national language almost at the par, if not more even than English, which is very African. And if we are talking about Africanism, we talk about African continentalism or nationalism, then the promoting of language such as Kiswahili is of essence. I'm still talking about in things, because if you access the space of YouTube, one of the things you experience is inspiration. One of the purpose, the function of YouTube is to inspire. So if you're a content creator, you do very, very well. If you post videos which are informative, inspirational and also exciting, something which you can enjoy, something which is fun. So a lot of people actually come to YouTube because if you are stressed, like at this time we are at 6 o'clock in the United Kingdom, you are so stressed from work and you meet somebody like me speaking on a serious topic of rules and information. If you are really desperate for this information, then you are okay. Otherwise, around this time, people are looking for some form of entertainment, perhaps also inspiration. But I would argue that if your program is entertaining, then you do well on the YouTube as a content creator. But don't take my word for it. If you're a content creator, sooner or later you will discover your life as a content creator. So I was talking about Africa. Africa is a continent which has devoted its entire educational premise on European systems, including language, including culture, including practices. That is how Europe has impacted on Africa in every sense of the word, in terms of the economy, capitalism, which is very European as a concept, but also as an infrastructure, a system of wealth, a system of doing business, politics. It's very European. The way Africans dress, the way Africans try to speak, is only shown and experienced, including on YouTube. YouTube channel is very, should I say, global, multiculturalism, because there are instruments and there are facilities you can use to translate language from one to another. But I am concerned in Africa, if you are a YouTuber in Africa, there's a compulsion almost to use English. Even if you're fluent in Kiswahili, even if you're fluent in Swahili in a country like Kenya and Tanzania, and Kiswahili is also spoken in the Congo, in the Congos, I think, and partly in Uganda. And probably going forward, probably with the formation of the East African community, hopefully Kiswahili will be promoted all over East Africa, perhaps also in Africa, which will be of immense important, culturally important, and social importance, but also economic and industrial importance across Africa and across the globe. Language and accessing YouTube channel is extremely important because YouTube is about community. YouTube is also about communication. You speak and you expect somebody to listen, and that helps to build relationship between one individual or another. And we are a small channel. If you are joining just now, some people have been joining and leaving, and I hope they stay longer. But I'm so grateful that people come and go and come and stay. Also, if you are staying, and leave a comment below, let me know what you are thinking about this program. We are only starting to do live streaming, so people come in and leave. And thank you so much. I can see one person because a couple of people came and left, so that is okay. And if you leave a comment, that is okay. If you just stay, because I'm talking about YouTube as a starter of this program, because we are only starting, we are learning everything about live streaming. And I'm so grateful seeing people coming over the 4 or 5 streaming I've been doing. People have been coming in trickles, they come in and go. I'm so grateful to see that. I'm so excited. And right now I'm talking about the mission of YouTube. And if you use YouTube and watching YouTube, if you create content, if you are an artist, if you do business, it's very important to know what YouTube does. And the best way is to actually read about it. My program is to give an idea how it looks like on the YouTube channel, and people who may be interested to join and also read about it when they have time. So the mission is actually to give a voice. How cool is that? People are striving to speak, and nobody seems to listen to them. YouTube is giving a voice. This is information I'm looking from the website of YouTube. So I'm talking about how the YouTube channel works. I'm talking about their mission. In at the heart of their mission is to give a voice and to show the world to people. I sit in my room, in my living room in the UK, and travel the world using content creators, using all the other participants. And it's so amazing what you can see, what the camera allows you to see, what the voices of people speaking, explaining things. I am so grateful to people who work so hard to bring programs, because that is what YouTube intended for them to do, to show the world to the people of the world. It's a social media system. It's very social. It means we live with community on a daily basis, and it is so exciting, which is why on this modest program, as we start live streaming, I have decided to talk about YouTube, because if you are going to work and probably spend most of your time on in a space, you do very well to learn about it. Somebody came and left, and that is so good. And it would have been even better if they had stayed, if you watch this video when it is recorded, because after live streaming is going to be recorded on the system and being recorded on the system. You are going to watch the whole thing and watching you share with your family and friends. As a small channel, I tend to spend a lot of time by myself. And as a small content creator, I get used to it, and it is a very rich experience. Because sometimes, if you are about a society, a community like YouTube channel is, if you're about a community, you are focused on being surrounded by 10 people, 50 people, 100 people, thousands of people, 100, hundreds of thousands of people. There are YouTubers who experience that. There are YouTubers like myself who spend most of their times alone, and not so much alone, because when I speak, our viewers, the millions, hundreds of millions of people visiting YouTube on a daily basis, I'm actually thinking of them. There is a chance that one or two or three or four of those hundreds of millions are visiting this space, are going to see what I'm doing and experience it, and producing voices, showing the world. I was talking about a man who cooks. He has millions of viewers, millions of subscribers. He hardly speaks in the verbal sense of the word speaking. He speaks with his action. Cooking, really. They're cooking simple food, roasting. And you can always find people like that who cook. Some people I just sit and eat. And I actually watch them. They literally cook food and put it on the table and eat for people to see them eating. And I watch them a lot. They speak by eating food, drinking water, drinking juice, and enjoying the meal. Eating a meal, enjoying the meal. That is how they speak. That is their language. And that is the voice YouTube is giving them. And that's the sharing of the world, the showing of the world, which YouTube allow them to show them enjoying a meal with family or by themselves. You can visibly see these people are really good at what they do. They enjoy meals and they are happy about their enjoyment. And I may finish this live streaming, then record a video on this topic because I think it's very important going forward for me to kind of like go through it over again and again because we are small. Like now, there's nobody on the space on the platform, but a couple of people have been coming and leaving, and I'm so happy that they pop by because sometimes my wonder is whether I'm even visible because we are so small as a channel, and sometimes we fail on the count of visibility. But when we are visible, then we are happy, and that's in most things really. And YouTube also believes everyone deserves to have a voice. Like I said, if you deserve something, it means it's only fair that you're given an opportunity to have a voice. You see, they try to give a voice, and if they give you a voice, then they give you a voice because they say you deserve it. And they also say they believe the world is a better place if we listen. And that's what I've been saying almost over and again because it's really important for me. The world is a better place if you listen. Sometimes we are peace and war away. We are peace and war away, depending whether we listen or not. And this is important because listening can be a global experience, can be a fundamentally critical, occasioning, if I may say so. To listen to somebody, it could make all the difference. And YouTube says the world they believe is their belief, it's their faith, it's what they believe in. They believe everyone deserves a voice, and that the world is a better place when we listen. And I believe that to be the case. I honestly believe we are a better world. We are a better place if we listen. And while people speak to us and we listen to them, and we share what we can, we share everything, we build community through our stories. And this is a very powerful piece of information underlying the principle surrounding a YouTube channel. Their belief. Talk about stories. Your life is a story. Your experience is a story. You see, when you speak in one way or the other, you're telling stories. You build communities through your stories. Stories build communities. And today, we live in a world where we cry for communities. We cry for families, for a strong sense of society in terms of country sovereignty, but also internationalism, living in the global community, the global family, national communities, national families. Nothing is despised, nothing is cheapened. We use our stories. We build communities through stories. We may be bird watchers. We may be naturalists. People who care about the environment, about nature, about rivers, lakes, the sun, the moon, the sea, the waters, the universe, something you care about, you share. And you tell your stories. You tell your stories to build communities. I mean, every time you do something, every time you communicate, you're telling a story. And the power of story is such as to build communities. And when you are together, you are strong, you stand, you do not fall. You know, united, you stand, divided, you fall. You become healthy, you become wealthy by building communities, by being with one another, by partnering. There is something called collaboration. You know the meaning of collaboration. You scratch somebody's back and they scratch your back also. If your back is itching, they scratch it for you. If your back is itching, they scratch it for you. If their back is itching, you scratch it for them. It's called a partnership. You tell a story. It's a platform of YouTube. It allows you to tell your story. And if you speak, if you walk, if you cook, if you eat, that is your story. And that is what I am looking to be, what YouTube believes in. And if you are coming just now, I'm talking about YouTube. We are new, we are small, on especially live streaming. We only started last week. And this is the second week today on Sunday. Going forward, we'll be building it up. But I decided to speak about YouTube channel. Somebody just came here and left, and that's okay. And it would have been nicer if they had stayed, and that is okay. And so we talk about this community. We talk about our story. The idea of telling story is awesome, because you see, discovering yourself and sharing that with other people. You know, your experience on a daily basis, the people you meet, the people you greet on the street, the people you don't greet, perhaps the ones you don't meet, you probably see them passing by, and you experience that and share in your story. This is a process of building a community, and this is what YouTube believes in. And if you are a content creator, this concept can be internalized. You can actually make it your own concept, so that when you operate on this platform, you do so with an understanding, because these people speak what they know. They did a research. They understand the other vision for the world, what world they would want to see, what they believe in, and they believe in community. They believe in having a voice, giving a voice also, sharing what you have, and building community, and believing for a better world. I have said this, I am so happy. I went through this, I'm so excited. We talk about YouTube as a platform. Talk about YouTube, we talk about the things they do. Talk about blogging or blog, which is like a what YouTube contains, what it's about, how YouTube works. This is something about YouTube, how something works, how YouTube works, how it operates. The jobs at YouTube, the jobs you find at YouTube, if you look, you will find jobs. Use YouTube is about jobs. If you think about jobs, you also think about work. Job is a type of work, something you do. Come to YouTube, it's about the press. It's about press work, press economy, press system. Leave a comment below, let me know what you know about the press. It's about culture and trends. It's about different activities. They have products as well. YouTube Kids, YouTube Music, YouTube Originals, YouTube Podcasts, YouTube Premium, YouTube Select, YouTube Studio, YouTube TV. They have business for developers, for YouTube advertising, for creators, creating YouTube for kids, creator research, creator service directory, YouTube artists, YouTube creators, YouTube Next App, YouTube VR. The list is endless. This is what you find on the YouTube channel. If you're just coming now, welcome. People have been coming in and out. Thank you so much. And I appreciate to see you around. And if you stay, then stay and leave a comment. And also you can just stay and listen to what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm so excited. We are new. And we are only starting this YouTube live streaming. This is the second week, going tomorrow. I'm so excited. Leave a comment below, and I think it would like to see you. And we'll talk about creators. We'll talk about YouTube commitment, creators for change, and all the other people's things, social impact, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much. And I'm going now to look into fair details, whether you are there or not. I'm going to look to see something about harmful content. If you know something about harmful content, leave a comment below. So YouTube are committed to managing harmful content, and they also tell us how they manage this content. And if you post certain content on YouTube, if you're a content creator, then you do it within compliance of what YouTube allows you to do and what it doesn't allow you to do. And the reason I'm actually looking at this information on the website, because I want to learn a bit more about how it works, because I spend a lot of time as a content creator. And if you're a content creator watching this video, let this video help you to go onto YouTube website, and there you can find this information, and you can leave a comment below if you want to find this information, so that I show you how to find this information. Thank you so much. So we're looking about supporting political integrity. If you're a politician, if you like politics, if you're in Africa, if you are outside Africa, there are a lot of political issues. This takes place on the YouTube channel. All these issues are done, actually operational on YouTube channel. YouTube manages this. They are committed to make sure there is they support political integrity, promoting to support civic engagement. Leave a comment below if you know what civic engagement is, and if you do things for your community, if you do things for your society, if you're a public service servant, if you teach in school, that is civic engagement. And also election integrity. If you're trying to misuse YouTube to manipulate election, to rig election, say maybe in Africa or in Europe or in America, YouTube try to manage that. And that's important, especially if you're a content creator, but also if you're a user of YouTube in one way or the other. YouTube promote digital well-being. If you are well, this means you are safe, you are secure. And I'm just trying to go through this. Going forward, I'll speak a bit more in detail, because it benefits me, it benefits people who watch me, especially content creators. If you know what YouTube does, it helps you more. And I'm only going through for the moment, and going forward, I will do more in detail. So promoting digital well-being, signing up, standing up to hate. There is something called hate crime. You are a white person and you don't like black people. If you're a black person, you don't like a white person, and yet you do something to express your hatred. On YouTube is not going to allow that. They stand up to hate, and they protect the community from hate and harassment. Harassment is if you do something which people do not want you to do to them. you ask them to do something which they don't want to do, and you kind of like uh, behave in a way as to annoy them, to distress them. That is actually harassment. It's a legal concept, a legal common law if you know what harassment is, or if you don't. Thank you so much. Also, parenting, partnering with the researchers. If you are a researcher, YouTube really looks after you in different ways, and research is really important in life, in doing YouTube. So they do partnership with researchers, and this is really important. They also protect user data. So we talk about data protection. If you're someone who's a professional, if you know something about copyright, if you're a content creator, you are very familiar with copyright. And copyright is very important because you can be strike out of the platform. You can be terminated. You can be sent out. So copyright is so important. So you talk about data protection. You talk about artificial intelligence. I don't know much about artificial intelligence, and YouTube is talking about responsible artificial intelligence. You talk about artificial intelligence, you talk about machine learning. You can make somebody look like the president of America when actually you created it through the machine learning, artificial intelligence. So YouTube thinks people should use artificial intelligence responsibly. You should approach this generative artificial intelligence, and they show you how to approach generative artificial intelligence. Well, it took generation is actually create the process of creating something. You can generate a picture, a photograph of Barack Obama or Michelle Obama, and pretend. I mean, you kind of like abuse the process. YouTube try to support users and also people who participate on YouTube to use artificial intelligence responsibly and fighting misinformation. And we talk about YouTube content to combat fighting misinformation. Leave a comment below if you know what misinformation is. And also, if you use strong words like combating misinformation, that is because YouTube will tell us how they combat misinformation. The word combatant, the word combating, the word combat is really strong. That may be is an indicator that this is one of their priority policies. It may tell you that misinformation is something they take extremely seriously. They probably putting a lot of resources to prevent actually or to fight it as they speak. They fight misinformation. I think they're putting a lot of resources, and in the process, I think they are trying to do a lot of work and surrounding this information. So preventing bias, talk about justice, or even injustice. You talk about unfairness, inequality, something like that, safeguarding copyright, to protect copyright content, curbing extremist content. Extremism is a major problem in modern society. I don't know exactly what extremism means. But every organization you go, there are strong policies on extremism, radicalization, for example. You talk about youth principles. Leave a comment below if you know what the youth principle is. Principle core, the youth, how are youth principle core to YouTubers' product? Talk about YouTube product like videos. they take it extremely seriously. The YouTube principle is core, which means it's at the heart of what they do. It's central. It's the essence. It provides part of the central tenets of what YouTube actually live. I mean, how in terms of their existence. So this is really important for them. Policy and also YouTubers product and policy work for children and teenagers. They do a lot of policy work. Our YouTube principle are and to YouTube's product and policy work for children and our policy works. Our policy, YouTube, how these things work, in terms of children and teenagers. So uh, uh, this is really important to them, sharing revenues. If you are a content creator, for example, you can get a royalty payment if you produce content. I'll talk about how does YouTube make money. How does YouTube make money, including content creator or people on partnership program. If you're doing advertising business, if you're an artist, how do you make money? How do they make money? YouTube, how does YouTube make money? And thank you so much. Stay tuned, continue watching. We are about to finish this segment, and let us look briefly at product features. We have looked at this before. We are repeating this process because we are still few. Once we increase, we will have the opportunity to now do in detail, because this is the platform, this is the background. So YouTube search. If you comment below if you know what YouTube search is. Talk about YouTube search. That is product features. It's a product feature of YouTube. Of YouTube as a platform. It's something called YouTube search. So you talk about search tools, how it can help you find content that you will love. I would like to think that there are so many different types of contents online. There are some contents which you love. There are also contents which you may not love. And YouTube actually use its search facilities, YouTube search. They use a search tool which can help to find content which somebody might or might not like. Because, if somebody is really looking for a content, then YouTube search as a tool will help such a person to find a content they love, they would love, something they will make, I think YouTube is being very optimistic about their system. You will love a content when using one of their product feature, the search tool. Their search tool, which can help somebody looking for something, find a content that someone can love. So we're talking about also recommended videos. YouTube recommend videos. If you are a content creator, you're looking for something, then whatever you might be looking for, YouTube can recommend content. I mean, when YouTube recommend a video or a content, they do so because they think you will want to watch what they are recommending. So leave a comment below if you have been looking for a content, for a video. You've been looking for something on YouTube and you think you would want to watch that. I mean, if you want to watch something, YouTube will find a way of knowing what you will want to watch. How they know that is in these materials, on the material. Hopefully, going forward, I will find out and share it with you. How YouTube will get to know that. That's how they recommend their videos. If they think people want to watch a certain type of content, I would suspect they probably use algorithm. Your behavior, and they put context to your behavior and to your search habits and search results. Put context to your search results, for example. So currently we have talked about your search, your YouTube search. You have talked about search tools, and now we talk about recommended videos and news and information also, which is part of the reason for YouTube operating. If you're going there, you're going to probably get information. You talk about this information, news and information. We provide context to your search results and videos. So news and information under that product, because these are product features of YouTube, under that product of news and information functioning, they provide context for your search results and videos. So if you search for videos, and this produces certain results, and YouTube then provide context to that. And that is what they call news and information. Because you see, what you produce is actually either news or information. They talk about the health information as also, they also provide context for health queries. You do look for information on health, then they look at your activity, your behavior, and they provide context, and therefore produce a condition, an atmosphere where every time YouTube probably sees you, or they see that you're looking for something, they provide facilities to support your search, thereby providing context for health queries, which you may or may not actually be searching. That is product features, which is comment below. Let me know what you think about product features of YouTube platform rules and policies. You talk about policy reviews and how our rules and policy help keep the platform safe. You talk about safety. You talk about rules and policy helping to keep the platform safe. And then to do that, to achieve that, they do policy reviews. These are some of their products. No, these are not products. These are actually rules and policy. Before we look at rules and policy, let us look at user settings, privacy controls, and talk about information protecting information, and what you can do to control your privacy. There are things you can do on YouTube to protect your privacy. These are user settings. So you can set things. There are hard settings in advertising works, and how advertising works, and how to customize your ad experience. You talk about ad experience. If you are on a YouTube channel, you experience, you have produced experience with your advertisement. So you talk about ad settings, which is a functional part of YouTube infrastructure, YouTube system. Talk about parental controls. How you can create a family friendly experience using user settings. These are some of the resources for YouTube users and other content creators or artists, which are these are the three big of participants on YouTube channel. So you talk about autoplay, how it works, and how to turn it off. So if you know anything about autoplay, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about autoplay. Talk about rules and policies. Talk about policy reviews. And the YouTube channel, rules and policies helping keeping the platform safe. So we talk about policy reviews. Think about rules and policies which help keep the platform safe. You talk about safety. Talk about the platform, which is YouTube platform. You talk about safety. You talk about rules and policy, and therefore it pays to keep close attention to this. Talk about community guidelines, something I'm particularly interested in. Community guidelines, defining community guidelines, defining what YouTube does and what it does not allow on YouTube. How they define what they do and what they don't allow on YouTube. This is about community guidelines. We talk about community, talk about guidelines. Leave comment below if you know anything about community guidelines. Monetization policy. Leave comment below if you know anything about monetization policy. We talk about content creators, how they can monetize their content as part of the YouTube partnership program. Talk about partnership program. Leave a comment below if you know what partnership program is. People who are content creators who have achieved within eligibility accessing partnership program will be in a better position using their experience to talk about this. But you need to know that if you access partnership program, if you're a content creator, for example, you can lose it if you do something wrong. All the more reason, if you are monetized, you have more to lose. Therefore, my video is extremely important to you, not of its own right or self, but it is a pointer to what you can do to help yourself accessing the YouTube platform to get as much information as possible in a more structured way. And I have never offered an apology, never, nor will I, for repeating these processes over and over and over until I get a mapping, at least on my head. And if you have been watching this video, you can do the same. You can do a mapping of just up a picture of what YouTube look like in terms of resources, in terms of information, in terms of guidelines, in terms of policy, in terms of what you should or should not do, the support, their thinking, their belief, their all what do you call the word has slipped of my head. They are all my days. I needed that word. I needed to use that word to provide the essence of what I wanted to say, but it disappeared. I see the essence, which is what YouTube is about.